Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover and this is the special nail art tutorial for Aram's birthday, his 26th birthday, so happy birthday to our president Kim Namjoon himself, and without further ado, let's get started with this video. Start off by applying base coat to all of your fingernails. I'm using unpeel off base coat, which I always link in the description box. Then paint your index fingernail a pale blue, your middle fingernail white, your index fingernail a sheer nude, your pinky fingernail a dark navy blue, and your thumbnail black. For the index fingernail design, I took inspiration from multiple things that Aram is known to love, and that is biking by the Han River and also just going on hikes and like nature sort of things. So I wanted to create a more secluded river and have more like wood and grassy feels to it. So I started with the river and I made this diagonal kind of going down to the right. And you also want to mix a green in order to color in the other areas for the grass. And I really didn't have to color in the top area as much as I did because I will be covering it with rocks. And I also went over top with different shades of green, and I also mixed in some yellow and brown as well, just to give the grass a little bit more dimension and also perhaps to add some dirt. And across the river towards the cuticle, I'm going to be drawing a clump of rocks, and so it's just going to start looking like nothing because we don't have any shading or any way to separate the rocks from one another. So I'm just laying down the base, which is a light gray, and I'm also using a light tan beige color to create the fence on the other side of the river that is towards the tip of the nail. And next I'm going to be drawing the bike because Aram loves biking, and so I did lay down a base with a light gray polish, but I didn't show that in the video, and that just kind of serves as like a guide for the black portion, but it also creates a sketchy feel, and I didn't want to show that because it would be repetitive with this black layer. Next, I'm just going in with various shades of gray as well as white to separate the rocks and really show their shape and size. And for the middle fingernail design, I was inspired by the Forever Rain music video, which has a very sketchy style, and I actually already have a manicure that I released at around the same time that the music video was released, and I didn't want to do something that was too similar or like a carbon copy of that one, so I chose a different scene, and it's a bit sadder, but you know, the main character of the music video is looking down, and it's just a sad moment and it's raining and everything. But this design is very simple because it is just black and white, and so the shading is all going to be done with cross hatching, and then you also just color in like the hair and the shirt with black polish. For the ring fingernail, I wanted to do a simple design, so I just drew the little baby shoes that Aram showed off in one of the first V-Lives of this year. He basically showed off his studio, and I believe it's also the one where V and maybe Jimin kind of like interrupted, and that one was really cute. I drew them in this perspective that made them look almost like ballerina slippers because it just showed how much Aram loves his shoes like a ballerina would love their ballerina slippers. And also he said in the Radio Disney interview that he wanted to be a dad someday, and I just thought that this was just such an adorable representation of the fierce Aram that we knew since debut era. For the pinky fingernail design, I wanted to focus in on Arm's love for the moon and space. So of course I start off by drawing the moon at the tip of my nail. I used a medium gray, and I'm also going to be adding a lighter gray for highlights towards the top of the moon. And then I'm also going to add this gray in little splotches here and there for the craters, and to add definition to these craters, I'm going to add black polish. And then on top, I'm going to be adding little shooting stars and little dots here and there to represent, regular stars, and also hollow glitter for the twinkling stars. And this is just to set the scene as the space. And then I'm also going to be incorporating one of RM's kind of like older loves that we've known for a long time, and that is Ryan from Cacao Friends. Basically, I'm using a tan polish to draw his head in the little helmet, and then I'm using a light gray polish for the suit. And this is also inspired by RM's costume for Mama in Japan 2018 when he came out in that astronaut costume for the Anpanman stage. For the thumbnail design, I wanted to do something inspired by the Persona music video, which is of course the introduction to the Map of the Soul Persona album. And so I wanted to do the one where there's like really cool bright CG effects behind him with like the fire and like this blue streak. I just thought it added a lot more like character and energy into this design. So far we've done like a lot of cute things and things inspired by mono, but this is where the energy comes in. And now I don't really want to give the nitty-gritty details of how I painted this design because it's pretty evident based off of the video, so I'll just talk about what RM means to me and what his birthday really is. So I just find that RM is so inspirational because, he's so charismatic ever since debut, and he's so good as a leader of the biggest boy group on this planet. But he has not become, anything less than humble and true to himself. He is just so good at that. He's been namjooning, he loves going to art exhibits and enjoying nature, and it's just so cool that he's found himself. And I just think that that's something that every one of us needs to learn how to do, to not get over our heads when we find success in the littlest things, and learn to appreciate these smaller things that maybe don't mean so much to other people, but if you're able to find meaning in that, it's so unique to you, and that's what makes your life kind of complete, and that you're able to look fondly over in the future. Apply a generous layer of top coat and you're done. So that is it for my RM Day Nailer tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope that I was able to represent RM in multiple ways and that you were able to see part of his character through this video. And anyways, that's it, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye everyone!